6 Music.
With Sean W.
Rock music. In its heyday, just those words alone conjured thoughts of excessive behaviour, outlandish costumes, addictive personalities, unruly behaviour, squealy solos and concept albums about the colonisation of space. These days you're more likely to hear a song about someone's mum on a mandolin. Not from our next guest, you won't. They've kept the rock and roll flame alive. In fact, they've incautiously tossed paraffin on it with their brand of pomp prog pop. You try saying that. As they release their latest album, The Second Law, we get to chat with Dom and Matt of Muse. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
All right. You must be a bit tired because you hot-footed it from last night's Jules Holland, didn't you? You did a bit of a performance for him, am I right?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, we had a great time. We were there with, wasn't it the first episode of the new series or something?
Yeah,
so
we had 20 years, actually, which is quite pretty amazing, really.
Beach Boys were there, which is amazing. You know, Brian Wilson was there, but not there, if you know what I'm saying. But musically, he was totally unbelievable, and it was great to meet him and meet all the rest of the guys.
And they sounded great.
Such warmth.
Yeah,
you know,
really.
Such warmth resonates from their whole thing. You know, it's just casual, old, happy guys from California just having a good time. You know,
That's the vibe you want from the Beach Boys, isn't it?
Absolutely,
You need to have that, really.
yeah, it was really something. Yeah.
But they were great, and they were like, you know, Chris was like, look, it's not, Chris is our bass player,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
look, it's not perfect, but they're like 70-year-old guys up there, like, kind of rocking out and singing, and you're like, yeah, you know, it's amazing, really.
One of the reasons I mentioned that was that one of my first memories of you guys, seeing you guys, I mean, I'd heard Showbiz, the album and stuff, but the first time I saw you on telly was on Jules, and you did Hyper Music about 2001, and I will never forget, and I still watch it, but every 6 months or so I would pop on YouTube and I'll stick that on, because it blew my flipping head off, and it was great because it was like... It was like somebody had dropped a bomb in the middle of the studio. You just, you know, there's something quite quiet was on before you, and then there's a squeal of your guitar. The drums go off. Chris is hammering away. I think there's smoke. There's all kinds of teeth everywhere. And then that's it. It cuts to something else quite quiet, and you could just feel it palpably in the room that it was. I just wanted to ask about that part of your career, because it seems to me that was the point around 2000, 2001, you're recording the second album, that things started to... Do you remember that moment when things started to go into a different plane for you guys?
Yeah, definitely.
I think they did, yeah. I mean, certainly, well, on many levels, musically, I think we really changed on Origin and Symmetry, which is the second album, and, you know, I think we just became really, really experimental, particularly in the studio, and the music, just changed a lot, you know. Influences opened up, like a lot of piano music came into the into the band and the songwriting.
I think we came out of our shell a little bit, you know. I think that we the first album was the first time we really were exposed to touring a lot, you know, and we had a few. The first album was musically good, but live some of the songs were you know, a little bit jaded, you know? And I think that we round about that we started thinking, you know what, we want to sort of rock a bit harder here and enjoy ourselves and try and get the crowd going, you know? It's probably partly influenced by, we did a tour with we opened up for Foo Fighters and Chili Peppers in America, and we were the first on, and that I remember seeing that going, you know, that's fun. That's the way you play a gig. And then we came back and started touring for the second album, and I think we just had a different approach and just wanted to really just rock a bit harder.
I think that you've achieved it, because I mean, I'm an old man now, and so my influences are all the sort of original sort of 60s and 70s, where you're talking the Zeppelin riffs and stuff like that, and you know, all that kind of stuff. But hearing something like Citizen Erased is... How do you get a guitar sound like that? It sounds like you're running 7 articulated lorries full of glass through a brick wall or something. Is that how you do it?
I've always been, you know, like synths and electronic sounds and things. I kind of feel like the sort of cutting edge of sonics has been, since the sort of late 80s, 90s, has been more in the electronic world. So when I approach the guitar, I've been trying to get a sound that is really more like a synth than a guitar, if you know what I mean. So Citizen Erased, definitely, I think there's that song, and also a song called Stockholm Syndrome, were two songs where we had like a synth part and the guitar part merged into one amplifier, you know. So it kind of makes it sound more like a sort of bizarre kind of cutting sound.
Let's go back a little bit before we come forward, though. Is it true that I've read that Dom used to mercilessly rip the urine out of you for liking and playing Dire Straits songs? Is this true? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
When I was 13, I mean, when I first started playing guitar, I was probably 11 or 12, and I started playing blues, actually. I was probably going down the Jack White territory. You know, I tuned it all to an open tuning. I was playing slide guitar, acoustic stuff, and that got me into I think it was like Robert Johnson and that early blues stuff.
Yeah.
And that got me into like Eric Clapton and then that led obviously inevitably to
Quite rightly.
Mark Knopfler.
Exactly.
and so that was kind of where I started on the guitar. And then that was when I was 12, 13. And then I met Dom, and he was all like, hippie, long hair, like into indie, like wearing all these like military jackets, dressed up like Ned's Atomic Dust.
That was going to say Ned's Atomic. Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought that was cool, and I started getting into the music they were listening to, and Dom quickly sort of told me that everything I was playing was crap, and I started playing 3-note power chords, and like wedding,
the
it was that kind of thing, But then I've got to say that come full circle. I think my guitar playing has emerged kind of back to where it was when I was 12 a little bit on this most recent album.
Well, yeah, it certainly has. We're going to talk a little bit about a lot, as a matter of fact, about the new record, which I've been listening to quite a lot these last few days. Pretty massive and monstrous stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Let's have a track from it now. Actually, first we're going to play Supremacy.